Hello, everybody. Welcome to book club meeting number 2. Best start to intro of the Power of Now. My name is Roy, and next up is that's your cue. Stephanie,
Who's
that's your
next?
cue.
Is it? Oh, it's me. Oh, hi. My name is Steffi. I'm here for
My
book
name's
club.
Brett. I'm also your book club.
I am Blake. I'm Joseph.
Sick. And Brett's leading us off
Mhm.
this week.
Let's
I'm
go.
starting it off. Alright, so this chapter was like, what, 10, 11 pages? So it was pretty small.
Yeah.
But I think it's going more in depth on the present, or staying in the present, I guess. So more talk about not getting in your mind, which he does talk about later, like with like anxiety, depression, fear, stuff like that. He goes into some of the human emotions, but it's mainly just talking about trying to stay in the present and trying to be more in control of your emotions and how you express them. So I can't remember where it was. He was talking about pain bodies, which I assume is just another word for emotions. But if you're angry or you're deeply unhappy, a pain body may be dormant up to 90% of the time in a deeply unhappy person. So it's like, if you're a really unhappy person, you probably are having these unhappy thoughts that are tied to like a trigger or something, and you're having them a lot. So one of the things that you can do is just like not think about it, which kind of ties into more information outside of the book, like keeping busy and having uh, stuff to do. But his he didn't really have a solution other than just be in the present, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know if he's actually gonna have solutions to this stuff other
Yeah.
than having it up to open interpretation.
I think for the pain body one, his idea was basically for you to kind of like focus on it and not try to identify with the pain body. So basically, just trying to like I guess
Yeah.
acknowledge
Just
it.
observe it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I think exactly what you guys said. Like be separated from it. I think that's his way of saying like separate your thoughts from your actions. That's what I got from it. Like just because you have an angry thought doesn't mean you have to express it in a certain way.
True. Like leaving a hateful comment on someone's Steam profile.
Is that topical? Did that happen?
That's what we were talking about before
It did
the
happen, but
Uh,
thing.
we
Keep
can't put
going.
it. We can't put it in book club. It's not.
okay, okay.
It's not safe for work. It's not safe for YouTube.
That's mainly what I got. Again, there's not a lot in this chapter, and I'm trying to leave points open for other people to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it there. My turn.
All right, Blake's turn.
Woo! Okay. I took some notes again. And the first note is the well it's I think this philosophy has reemerged and it's simply the mantra, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Which is just
C'est la vie.
it was
Is
just,
it like shit happens?
yeah, just like accepting life as it is, you know what I mean? In the moment, I suppose, but just in general, I guess not in like a defeatist sort of way, I don't think is what he's promoting, but like so he was something like accepting life how it is, and then you'll find that life is working for you, or some spiritual shit like that. But
It's a
Spiritual mumbo
spiritual
jumbo.
crap, mumbo
yeah,
jumbo, whatever.
but I like that sort of, not again, not in like a defeatist or even like a stoic sort of way, but just uh, I don't know, not trying to deny how things are. You could still, I guess, like if you're unhappy with certain aspects of your life, still try to change them, but not to
Not to like delude
lament too
yourself.
much. I guess,
Basically,
yeah, about it. Just
don't like fabricate like a fake reality in like your mind. Basically,
yeah, that's good too. Yeah, don't do that. It's not, I don't think it's healthy.
yeah.
But I'm not your therapist. But
Yeah, if you want to live in a deluded fake reality, you do
yeah,
you. You do
yeah,
you.
that's good. Okay, so-
VR.
yeah, like VR. The truly fucked up world.
Sorry.
My father was Eckhart Tolle. Okay, so the second thing I wrote down was I don't know, if it's enjoying pain in a twisted way. I don't know why I put twisted, but something about how it's like you start to identify with your pain body or something. So it's almost like you, oh, you're not really. I wouldn't say rebel, or I did say rebel in the pain, but something like the pain you come to accept, like it's your normal, or that you like almost enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, like you enjoy your suffering, which is I don't think he thought that was good. Like you instead of identifying with your ego and your pain body and whatnot, he wants you to observe it. Since like the whole thing about you not being your mind that we talked about last week, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting too, and I've definitely seen that in my life, at least. The whole like if a string of bad things happen to a point, you almost come to expect certain things to happen. It's satisfying in like a fucked up way, like like bad things happening to you or something.
Yeah.
But
what I got from that was basically that the mind likes to have control, and so that's why it obsesses over like the past and the future, and so it tries to like predict everything, and like it having like that sense of control is like more like comforting rather than just like taking life as it is. Like the mind doesn't. You said something where like the mind is like always in peril, like it's always like death for is right around the corner, so it needs to like maintain as much control as possible. So if you just like let now in reality like happen to you, then that's like the basically the death of the mind in a way.
Some people get fucking over paranoid and worried about death and they freak out.
Yeah, because the mind wants to control, basically in essence the mind wants to control everything, and to live in the now, like in the present, is to basically just relinquish control, because we don't have much control over reality.
Yeah, if I wake up and go outside and the car hits me, shit, I guess it was my time to go.
C'est la vie, baby.
I'm not gonna sit there and do like lock myself up in a house because I'm scared something's gonna happen. Like that ain't living.
Yeah, sometimes I go outside during like a thunderstorm just to be like, I wonder if God will
lightning
strike me
rod.
down with like lightning.
I've
because
actually almost
it
been
doesn't like
struck
me
by
or something.
lightning before. I had a lightning strike like from like 30 feet away from me before when I was like a teenager.
It's like a way to check if you're still like not on the shit list. If you go stand out like lightning,
are you still on the nice list?
Yeah, and be like, okay, I'm still not in a bad area where he's gonna just strike me down with lightning.
Period. Acceptable level of sin.
Or when you spin out on the interstate because of the fucking snow and you see a semi coming on head on at you and you're able to get off to the side like, woo, lucky.
Lucky. Okay. I got more notes. Am I still going?
Notes. I mean, it's up to you. You could pass it. We still got so many people.
At one point, he talks about like a women's menstrual cycle, and I'm just wondering, it was kind of random. But, yeah,
That's
like why? It seemed like he almost like was identifying.
Weird.
What does he know about that? I'm curious. Is he like a doctor? But anyway, that was my note for that part. I just thought it was funny that he just threw that in there, talking about something about the
Blake's turn. I think I'm gonna be PMSing.
Something about the pain body or whatever. This is so fucked up. And then you guys already talked about that every fear is like the fear of death or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like maps back to death, basically.
Ego death, yeah. You want to, I guess, master your mind or whatever.
Unlock the power of now.
Yeah.
It's inside of you.
Okay, that's it.
Joseph's turn.
I had.
Joseph's turn.
Joseph's turn.
Alright, well, I was speaking about the pain body too. Like, one thing I got from him when he was talking about how you, like, when you get caught up in it, don't let it control you or do, like, control your habits or anything like that. How you sit, like, I have experiences with that. Like, you already know, like, really stressful situations, I shut down because I had really fucked up shit happen to me. That's, like, how I cope. Maybe when that feeling happens, you can just relax and not like be in the now and don't get all caught up in it. Or same shit happens like with my mother's death too. Like, remember one day I was like shopping of all things that caused me to break down. I look at some fucking bell peppers and I started thinking about her food and I fucking had like basically a breakdown in the middle of the store. It was fucking embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how you would control that one coming on because death is pretty an intense thing, or loss is a pretty intense thing. But instead of letting your emotions get the best of you, just look at it and acknowledge it, I guess.
I think it's kind of like meditation, where
Yeah.
remember when I said like you meditate and then sometimes you get caught in like a thought and you don't
Hmm.
realize you're like in a thought process until like halfway in or like a minute in, and then basically when you get consciousness of it is like the only time you can kind of like detach from that like thought.
Yeah. Also, but well, how you mentioned too, sitting there dwelling on it, or like thinking negatively, or just like thinking depressed all the time, like thinking my mom's gone, and shit like that. It's like it'll just make that more likely to occur too.
Yeah, he says you're like feed it when you're when you're thinking it through and or acting on it and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the whole shutting down part too is like I don't know how I'd tackle that one because when I shut down, like it gets like I don't do anything.
You don't do that much anymore though.
I used to be really bad about that. Like anything stressful would happen, I'd just shut down to detach. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
would not even
you
there.
used to do that a lot, but I think it's been a long time since you done that.
Yeah. Triggers make it happen too. So like if you can avoid those triggers, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the only thing that really like caught my mm, mm, caught my attention about it.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think I got anything else to talk about the book.
Okay. I guess I'll do.
So I passed the turn stick on.
Okay, I get the talkie stick. For this one, I thought the very interesting part about like time, how this is also something that because I'm also kind of like on the side reading like the meditations of like Marcus Aurelius too, and he talks about now as well. Well, basically the idea of like the past and present not existing because anything that happened in the past happened now, like back in that like time, like it was now when that past like event happened, and like the future will be eventual like unpredictable now that hasn't come and like will never actually come, and like just like the past can't actually reoccur, the future technically like never happens. Everything is now, everything's like in this current moment. So it's like, I mean, when we started the book club, that's in the past, but when that start of the book club happened, that happened in the now, happened in the present. I thought it was very interesting that he says the mind is obsessed with time, with past and present, as
But they don't even exist.
yeah, yeah, they don't exist. But the idea that the mind is obsessed with time is a complete and total like egotistical like mode of control. Like the mind is obsessed with the past because it wants to predict the future, and it wants to manifest and like change and make the future it wants to make happen. It wants just basically entire control. Like the mind is so like arrogant and egotistical that it thinks knowing the past events it can just craft whatever future it wants, which is completely absurd. It's like the future's just there's too many variables, there's way too much going on. Our ability to control reality is very limited. Even control over our own bodies and minds is like pretty limited too. So that was pretty interesting that time was a pretty big I guess like method of control that the like mind has. But going on to like the like pain being or the pain body and like beingness, which is like the when he says like being or beingness, it's like that to me is pretty much just basically him like talking about the soul, and he talks a lot about like feeling when it comes to being, and I think that's like probably why it's really difficult for me to kind of like understand and like um, make like totally understand and make sense of what he's talking about, because it's a feeling. It's not something that you could just like memorize or think. It's something you have to like experience to understand. It's like if someone's never been burned by like fire, it's you can't tell them like what a burning sensation is. There's no way you could communicate what that is. They have to experience it to know what being burnt is like. And so it's like the being your soul, or being according to his terms and stuff, is it's just a feeling. and it's a feeling after you kind of like detach yourself from like the pain body and the mind, and you're just like your being only. And so I think that's why it's kind of difficult for me to understand and like kind of grasp these things. And I mean, I guess all to a certain degree, we probably have all kind of like experienced something similar where we've gone through, what is that effect? It's called, oh, being like in flow or something like that.
The flow state, the
Yeah,
pro
the flow
state.
state. Yeah, the pro state, flow state.
Yeah, also known as prostate.
But
Continue.
but yeah, I think that is the kind of like the biggest issues. Like you kind of have to experience it, feel it. But I think we've all kind of like probably experienced it a little bit here and there. Like being in the flow state is probably what I would imagine being is. It's like you're focused only on the now. You're very interested in like what you're doing, and you're not thinking anxious thoughts, and you don't have a pain body going on or anything like that. And so it's like I think like the flow state is probably our closest experience to being that pretty much everyone's experienced. And so and basically his method of like basically having it being in the flow state eternally is if we can kind of like separate the I won't say non-important, but the parts that are different that are being, and not identify them. Like, so we separate the pain body and we separate the mind and don't identify with those, and just kind of take them as they is, and not judge them or think about them or anything. So yeah, I think
Come as you are, as Kurt Cobain once said.
Something like that, I guess. So is Steffi here?
Yeah, I'm here. I've been listening. I've just been eating my ass cream.
Your ass cream?
My ass cream, yeah. That's disgusting. I'm glad I finished it, so now I'm not disgusted.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
I think that's it for my turn. So Steffi has the floor.
All right. So I think you guys brought up some good points, but I think that
But
I
you're
feel
all idiots.
no, it's just I feel like what this chapter's done for me though is kind of like it said it like right in the beginning. I guess I could try to quote it. Oh my god, wrong book. I grabbed the wrong book.
What?
I grabbed the wrong book.
What book did you grab?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Oh.
Oh, here, yeah. I just want to quote the book real quick. It said, "The pain that you create now is always some form of non-acceptance, some form of unconscious resistance to what is." Mm-hmm. And, I mean, yeah, basically, when I think about the things that I worry about, it probably is. Like, it's like a resistance because I don't want things to change, right? Or I'm worried about what might happen. You know, so I'm like not accepting just how things are. Maybe that's more of a women thing because I feel like men are more accepting of things. Women are not so much. It's like my way or the highway. So reading those words was good for me. Realize, like you said, we really just have a very limited control of even our environment, and you have the most control of your thoughts. And then I was thinking about, like being present. When you are present in the now, it's like, yeah, a lot of the problems that I think I have, like, they're not, like right now I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I have no problems, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I have things that I need to do, but, I mean, those are things that I'm going to be doing in the future. I'm not doing them in the present, so I don't need to, like, worry about it. Mm-hmm. I think maybe that's why people have road rage. And they drive around in a panic all the time because they're like, I gotta get home and I gotta do this and that and this and that and then, like fucking crazy SpongeBob, and I'm just chilling on the road, Put on some music, I'm just driving, I feel like when I drive, I'm very much in the now, like in the present moment.
You're focused.
I'm very focused. Yeah, I like it.
I drive.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be. I haven't ridden in a long time, but I have a motorcycle, and when you ride a motorcycle, like you have to be in the present because otherwise you'll be dead.
Yeah, or else you'll be
True.
you'll be left in the past.
You turn into a pancake or a meat crayon.
Or be
Meat crayon.
yeah, that's true. Ooh, gross. But yeah, I mean, so I think that's why it's like really good therapy for a lot of people when they ride motorcycles, because it's just to do an activity that requires you to be present, right? Because
Cranking your hog.
It's like the drinking your. Well, yeah, it's kind of like it's like that flow state thing, huh?
yeah, I think it takes a lot of practice to get into it because I think we're like raised like that too, to just be distracted and to not have a lot of focus. I mean, like
Mhm.
when I train dogs, it's like dogs don't even have focus. Like you have to teach them focus and then you have to build it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do I've been pretty conscious of that, and I've been feel like a lot more chill. I have a lot more chill vibes going on. Just not worrying about the to-do list, you know?
Mhm.
Because that thing is always gonna exist.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Things are always growing, always hydra with
Yeah.
more heads.
Pretty much. So, I mean, yeah. I think that would conclude my turn, you know, just being in the now.
Get a motorcycle.
Being in the get a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Don't focus.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
You
I
get a
mean, it's
moped.
fun. Super fun. You know what? Any activity I feel like is worth trying. And you know, you'll either like it or you won't. I kind of did that a lot in my like younger 20s. I was like, I'll try it, even though it was something that I was like not. I just let my friends like drag me around to things that I didn't really want to do, and I was like, I'll give it a chance, you know. And so just experiencing things, even if you don't like them, I mean, well, it's still an experience that you add to your list, and then you can really say, no, I don't like that. I'm good. I'll pass.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you find things that you do like, smashing into people with go-karts.
Mhm.
True. Smashing into people on your motorcycle.
Not good.
Smashing into a semi on a go kart.
Yeah. No, smashing go-karts in a semi.
Did you guys ever see the guy on the motorcycle that went under the semi truck?
I think so.
I
I've seen
think
a video
so.
like that.
I think his name's Hamimoto. I met him, and I think that happened like a month or two after.
That's sick.
Young British kid. Yeah, I was like,
British
oh my God.
people
British.
don't know how to
That was a
fucking
new.
drive.
That was a new bike for him. No, he just got speed wobbles. That bike had a lot of torque.
He was on the wrong side of the road.
No,
Forgot he wasn't in
He was driving on the left side of the road.
dude, he just got so fucking lucky. Lucky fucker. Yeah, I think he stopped right after that. I'm curious.
Yeah, I stopped longboarding after I ate turbo shit.
Oh, I remember that.
And also now I get like chills whenever I see someone
The
scrape
power of now.
anything. Like if someone falls on the pavement, I get like I feel weird.
It's almost
do
like it
you-
was building up because I got hurt, then Andrew got hurt, and then you
Yeah.
got hurt.
I didn't even get like that bad of an injury, but like I just got like
I
the worst
definitely did.
road
Mine
rash
was
I've ever
minor.
had.
Andrew's was fucked up.
And now I don't ride skateboards anymore.
So messed up.
And
Wait, how'd you crash?
I was just bombing a hill, and then I went over those like bumps for blind people, and I was not like
Like crosswalks.
I was like
and stuff.
almost standing on my toes. I was just sort of like floating around, and then I went over that bump and basically just high sided. I completely also ate like I actually did like a full scorpion or whatever.
I don't even know what
Like-
these terms are.
Like so my longboard completely flipped over, and I was I'm still in motion, as Newton would say, and I'm like floating along, and then I just basically just face plant, and my legs go behind my head, and
So
I'm
you
like,
look like a
damn.
scorpion. Trying
yeah,
to look like.
I look like
Yeah.
Scorpion
Damn.
as I'm sliding across the ground,
Oh
losing
my-
speed
I remember the pictures of that too. Like
Did
with
you-
the
was it your
friction
right
on the
side?
face.
Did you
Was it
roll
your
or
right
did you
side?
slide?
No, I slid. I did
Oh
not
my
roll at all.
God, that is
I
the
slid to a
worst.
stop and completely scraped like half of my face off,
Yeah.
and also
That
my
sucks.
I scraped my shoulders. That's how like fully in
Oh.
contact with the ground I was. I scraped my face and my shoulders.
Yeah, when I ate
That's
shit on
crazy.
a
Did
dirt
you-
bike, I fucking just slid on my leg and it was just rubbed like raw, and it was
Yeah.
just terrible.
Wait, did you have to have like
Ooh.
intervention for that, or?
No. Thankfully it wasn't bad. Like I didn't have to get any serious. Like actually, they made me go to the hospital. Like someone called the police and they made me go to the like clinic at the university.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but like I told them I didn't want to, and they were like, "No, you should go." And I'm like, "Okay."
I remember
And
one day. Oh, sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say nothing bad happened. They just basically I just had like really painful showers for like the next couple months.
Sick.
But yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh my god. And you probably like anything with like lemon juice or alcohol on touch
Yeah.
you, you're just like.
oh, it was experience. Well, because every day, and also I had bandages, and I have to change the bandages every day because it would like bleed and like pus
Yeah.
or whatever. So, like, so you're basically peeling your skin off every day, the skin that was forming there, and it's like,
Should I go ahead and end the book club?
no, they're liking this.
I'm liking this.
Is this
I
book
like
club
hearing
book club
this.
and like story time as well too?
Yeah,
This is more story time. We're reflecting. We're in the now.
We're in the
yeah, we're in the
now.
now.
Okay.
Reflecting on the past.
Just
tell-
what were you gonna say, bro?
Tell me whenever you want me to end it.
Oh, one day I was mountain biking with my friend Mike, and we were going down these back roads, and we were going down a big ass hill, dude. I was doing like 16 miles an hour when I fucking wiped out on my bike because fucking raccoon ran out in the middle of the road, and I fucking hit him.
He had rabies.
That shit sucked. I slid,
Oh.
and I was wearing shorts. That sucked.
I remember when your cat ran out in front of us, Blake, whenever we were going somewhere on our skateboards. I didn't like eat shit or anything, but I had to stop
You had to
abruptly.
dodge him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a troublemaker, little ruffian.
And Ethan kicking that dog too.
Yeah, we abuse animals.
That one was like chasing after him though.
Yeah, I don't
Like we
remember
were
that, but I'm sure
skateboarding, he was chasing after
justified.
Ethan, so he kind of had to be honest.
Yeah. And he's like he's low to the ground, so he's in more danger if a dog was
Low to the
to
ground.
attack him.
He's more susceptible.
He's low profile.
Andrew has the worst luck though, I swear.
Yeah, our
And
friend like
Think about his incident.
barely skateboarded at all, and then like the last day of one of the semesters, he fell and broke his jaw,
Yeah.
Damn.
and he had to get it wired shut and everything.
That's messed up. That sucks.
Oh.
And also now he has a huge scar like on his neck. It's
Yeah.
huge.
That's
Like, it
kinda
goes all the-
badass.
It goes all the way from his jaw like down his neck.
Probably from the surgery, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the surgeon's fault that the scar is so noticeable. Because goddamn, I didn't think it was that bad.
My hand where I sliced it open with a box cutter when I was doing factory work. Even though that they didn't stitch it up, they used that liquid skin
Yeah,
glue it
that
up,
glue
basically.
stuff.
It's a
Yeah.
small scar, but it's there, and you can see the indentation through the side of my palm because it went through the tip of my thumb. The blade came back out and went right through that side and that muscle.
Ugh.
I remember that, like, when it happened, I just got chills down my back, and I didn't realize what happened. And I looked down at my hand, it was filleted wide open. I just smack it shut and run to the bathroom. It wasn't even bleeding that side because, sharp object, so.
Yeah.
Told boss, like, you gotta take me to the ER. He's like, no, that's not that bad. He's like, let me see it. I was like, no, dude, you gotta take me right now. And like, let me look at it, and then blood all over. And I almost ended up getting my wrist too. I came pretty close to that.
Book club recording's over. Unless anyone has any other traumatic stories to share.
No, but I
We'll
had
save it for later.
I had a closing thought during
Oh, let's get it.
this chapter. When he was talking about kind of like the pain body and the mind, I was thinking of like a way to kind of make like sense about it, but the way I can kind of understand it is that the being or like soul or whatever you want to call it is kind of like added or attached to like the human body. So it's like the human body has the mind and like the body and stuff, and it's basically like the vessel or like the machine that you operate, and all of your senses and stuff just kind of come through like the body that you have. And so like the being or like the soul part that he's talking about is like detached from that. It's like something completely like separate from like the vessel known as the human body. And so I haven't really, experienced like beingness or soul very much. So I don't know how to make that intelligible or anything. But hopefully we'll find out when we go further through this book.
I like the vessel as a way to describe human.
Yeah,
Vessel.
yeah, because it comes equipped with like all these things that you don't really that already like are pre-existing. And it's like it has like the the senses like touch and smell and all those types of things, and it has the monkey brain. So when something bad happens to you, the pain body comes out, and you're angry, and you're like, oh, fuck this guy, you son of a bitch. And
What
so
do you think about the pain body too? Is it like is it talking about physical pain or like more emotional pain?
what?
Well,
Yeah,
emotional pain can actually trigger physical pain. You'd be
what what I
surprised.
what I think he means by like the pain body is that's basically kind of it's like
Part of
trauma.
you.
It's like
It's
think it
part of you. Like me going through my mother's loss at the funeral and just fucking having that shit come out of nowhere
I
hurts.
think about it like as like trauma. It's like something bad has happened to you in the past, and you have like that. You've kind of like learned like a certain way to respond against it.
Perfect example, like me, how I would always shut down in stressful situations because of the really screwed up shit I went through as a kid. Learn how to shut down, and detach. So
Yeah, and then the pain body is just kind of like it's to me it means like very kind of like strong emotions that kind of like take over, which is basically when like something traumatic happens to you. Because when he was talking, I kind of got the idea he was like talking about like trauma. It's like if you're traumatized by like a parent like abandoning you or something like that, and then say one of your friends like bails on you or ghosts you and stuff, and then like that pain body like that trauma comes back out, where now you feel really like depressed and upset about it because you were traumatized by it in the past, and
or
so
someone being in a previous bad relationship too, and then they're all
Like
scared and stuff. So yeah.
basically
yeah
like what a trigger is
yeah
for people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like the pain body is basically like a trauma response. Like so it's like you have like a trigger that triggers like past trauma. And so to me, the pain body was basically very strong like emotions that kind of like take over your mind. They're very like when they happen in the onset, they're very like powerful and they kind of like control your thought. And so it's like harder to disengage from like the pain body.
Me going through it, it's like you can't do anything. It's like you lock up.
Yeah, you get in like a loop, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the one day I was shopping at Myers and I saw green bell peppers and I fucking literally had a fucking breakdown in the middle of the store. And that was when I was working and they had to fucking pull me off to the side. I couldn't even fucking move.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any closing thoughts?
Mm.
Not
No,
really.
no takers. Okay. Book club ending. Goodbye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the
Bye.
session.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you next
Yep.
week.